So, hello everyone, and welcome to the oral presentation of LMHI Global Colloquium 2021 on the theme One World, One Health. We shall be requesting the moderators, Dr. Shruti and Dr. Vishal, and we have Dr. Altune as the chairperson. May I take this opportunity to introduce Dr. Shruti. Dr. Shruti is she's working as a Chief Medical Officer with the Directorate of Ayush Government of NCT of Delhi. She has contributed in various areas of public health and research. She is a recipient of Dr. Hahnemann Award by Board of Homeopathic System of Medicine. We welcome Dr. Shruti. We also have the moderator, Dr. Vishal Chadda from Directorate of Ayush Government of NCT of Delhi. He is a clinician with an experience of around 25 years and has contributed to over 6 research papers in peer-reviewed journals. So we welcome both the moderators, and may I request the moderator to kindly introduce the theme to all of us. Over to you.
Warm and hearty greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I take this opportunity to welcome our respectable chairs, distinguished speakers, and enthusiastic delegates to this very exciting and unique session of LMHI Colloquium, which is specially designed for our friends of homeopathy. As a part of LMHI event, apart from different scientific sessions on diverse topics, we have designed 2 sessions exclusively for our patients and all the lovers and followers of homeopathy. The theme of these sessions is One World, One Health. Well, the last 1.5 years, a lot has changed from the way we live, we breathe, and the way we work. But the good thing is that on the strength of human spirit, we are still standing tall and we are standing together, though we are separated by distances and time zones. But still, we are connected with each other. So there could be no better time than this, that we start thinking, talking, and executing One World, One Health, which elaborates on the connection between human, animals, and environmental health that are part of the same ecosystem, and how homeopathy, with its holistic approach, can play a key role in One World, One Health concept. In our today's session, our experts from varied fields of homeopathy will be deliberating upon the role of homeopathy in healthcare, popularity of homeopathy across the globe, and how beneficial homeopathy is in upkeeping good health. So without further ado, let's kick off this interesting session. For this, I'll invite Sneha to take the proceedings forward and invite our chair for the opening remarks. Over to you, Sneha.
So we have with us our chairperson, Dr. Altune. May I take this opportunity to introduce Dr. Altune to all of us. So she is the Vice President of LMHI. She is one of the founders of the first homeopathic association in Turkey, the Classical Homeopathy Association in 2003. And she is the president of the association since 2013. She is a member of the LMHI since 2007 and a national vice president of Turkey between 2007 and 2016. Member of the working group of the Complementary and Alternative Medicine Turkey Health Ministry. She is also the member in the LMHI Political and Education Working Group and a member of the ECH Political Subcommittee. Head of the delegation of the Turkish Standardization Institute, that is TSE, in the CENTC 427 Project Committee. We are so delighted to have you here with us. Dr. Altune, please accept our warm welcome.
Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. I welcome you all to the LMHI Global Colloquium 2021 as the Vice President of the Liga Medicorum Homeopatica Internationalis. Again, homeopathy has served the humankind and the animal kingdom for over 200 years. Recently, homeopathy is serving the agricultural system with great promise for the future. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Homeopathy cures a greater percentage of cases than any other method of treatment." Homeopathy is the latest and refined method of treating patients economically and non-violently. In homeopathy, the physician tries to restore homeostasis by attending to the physical, mental, emotional, and social aspects of the patient. It is the complete system approach to biopsychosocial model of care. As Hahnemann once said, the sole and raised mission of the doctor is to re-establish the health of the sick, which is called cure. The highest ideal of cure is speedy, gentle, and enduring restoration of health by the most trustworthy and least harmful way. Homeopathy was always been patient-centered cure. I'd like to draw an attention to the words cure and treatment here. There is a great difference in meaning between the two. Cure refers to complete restoration of health, while treatment refers to process that leads to an improvement of health, but may not include the complete elimination of the disease. One of the greatest conveniences and advantages of homeopathy is that patients may be self-caring at times of acute conditions with the guidance of their homeopath by keeping a first aid homeopathic kit at home. The person may be able to attend herself, himself, or a family member with the conditions like fever, poisoning, non-complicated trauma. This is one of the strengths of homeopathy that has allowed it to increase in popularity. Like the previous pandemics and the global or regional health crisis, during COVID-19 pandemic, we have seen the value and importance of homeopathy once again. As we can see from the information and experiences being shared, homeopathy has served well in prevention, treating those with COVID-19 infection, but most importantly, helping the public to cope better with the psychosocial hardship of the pandemic. Homeopathy carbon footprint is nearly zero, and its burden to the global economics and ecosystem is absent. Homeopathy is based on concept of holism. This approach can be extended to cover all different aspects of life and the entire ecosystem. Homeopathy has become popular as a form of veterinary medicine in the past 20 or 30 years. The Smilia principle of Samuel Hahnemann is also significant in plant models as well. So we will be discussing those topics today and tomorrow during the Friends of Homeopathy session, and I hope you will enjoy it. And again, enjoy the meetings and welcome. So,
Thank you.
proceed.
Thank you, Dr. Altune, for your lovely and motivating remarks. We also have Dr. Monica from she is the treasurer. She's working as the general secretary of the Association of Homeopathic Doctors of Saxony, Germany. In 2010, she started as the treasurer of the German Central Association of Homeopathic Doctors and as chairman of Homeopathy Foundation of DZVHA. I'm not able to pronounce that. I pardon. But yes, so we also welcome Dr. Mona, and she also will be co-chairing this entire session. Over to you, Dr. Vishal.
Thank you, Dr. Altune and Dr. Mona for joining us as the chair, and Sneha for carrying this session. I would like to request our first speaker of the session, this presentation, Dr. SPS Bakshi, who is a renowned name in homeopathy, and he is the CMD of Baxen Group of Companies, and formerly he was the president of Center Council of Research in Homeopathy. We welcome you, sir. We would like you to come and please carry your presentation forward and enlighten this patient care system. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Vishal. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. You see,
You can share your screen, sir.
thank you. I'm going to now speak on my experience in the field of allergies. You see, I've worked in this field for 48 years of my practice, seen more than 2 million patients. What is allergy? The hyper and abnormal sensory state of a person is known as allergy. Though all of us are exposed to the same environment, but we do not suffer from the same type of allergy. It varies from person to person. The most common associated with with allergy is that it is caused by external environments, meaning that the cause is external. All these things that I'm showing you, they say that allergy, when it attacks stomach, there's a lactose intolerance, celiac allergy, milk intolerance, fish allergy by eating, and when it attacks skin, the nickel and the cosmetic and so on. And when it attacks different areas, pollen, tobacco, occupational hazards, these are exciting causes. Then the pain you find most of the patients suffering from arthritis suffer from muskmelon when they take more curd and extreme change of temperature. Now, according to me, allergies are two types. Every allergy is mistaken to be exogenic, and a battery of tests like patch tests, etc. are advised. And finally, the patient is told to avoid scores of things to which he shows sensitivity, though it is quite impossible and impractical. According to me, based on my experience, the endogenic is the main cause, which runs in the family of the patients. I've seen when I take the case history, I tell my doctors, my assistant doctors, my colleagues, that family history is very, very important. From there, you can discern the cause and you can say what will be the future prognosis. And I found that most of allergies are hereditary. When I say most, means more than 98%. I have case histories recorded with me. The research is going on in the Baxton College, and the research paper will be out very soon. These are the exciting causes: dust, pollution, cosmetics, certain food items, pollen, plants, industrial waste, preservatives, sunlight, man-made fibers, drugs, vaccine. But they are not the main cause. The main cause is different. Now, this vaccine, we tamper with the immune system. The whole body is virgin, and see how many injections we give to the children. Only in corona, we have observed this corona vaccine has caused big havoc. People suffering from skin got aggravated. People had high blood pressure. So the side effects you should not rule out. And all these strong medicines like penicillin sulfa, these are also producing a lot of complications. Our world of pesticide and insecticide, if you see this whole milk fat, see the chemicals. 60 samples were collected within 1 week, and everybody is having this. You open Google's, you'll find the level of pesticide in the human blood and milk. See, this is the second slide I'm showing it to you, that the levels. And then DDT, BHS study was conducted, and this is the condition. Now, see, UK level was 3.0, USA was 9.6, India is 31.0. The situation is so bad. And today I can with confidence I can say that mother's milk, newborn babies, they have a residue of DDT and chemicals in the blood. Now, these are things which I'm showing on the slide, things which make patients sneeze, are the same that cause arthritis, indigestion, and dermatitis. Allergy is apparently exogenic. People think it is from outside. No. I will prove you patient after patient, it is primarily endogenic and is to be blamed on parents. Hereditary symptoms, all hereditary symptoms come out of the body when the body resistance is low. As a child, when you get growing pains in children, I'm treating the 4th generation in my clinic. The same child which I treated 30 years back with growing pains developed arthritis later on. All hereditary symptoms come out of the body when the body resistance is low, especially after surgical interference, hysterectomy, cesarean, and old age. Most of the people today are suffering from this. And when you take the family history, you must take in consideration both sides, maternal and paternal side. And these 4 areas, respiratory, digestive, skin, and musculoskeletal, I can show you allergies in all 4 of these areas. See, such a big list. Different names have been given, from respiratory to adenitis to tonsils. Then whenever you have respiratory problem, you want to have skin problem. Whenever you have stomach problem, joint pains are affected. And they keep on moving according to the season. See, I've shown you winter chart. Now, when in India, February, the season changes, skin symptoms come, and change of weather, cough and cold, bronchitis starts. And when in October, November, when the winter sets in, again the same problem. Now, what is the main symptom of allergy? The main symptoms are inflammation. It's itis, like allergic rhinitis, arthritis, colitis, bronchitis, dermatitis. Itis is there. Itch and dryness. These are the main symptoms I have observed allergy produces. Now, this is a very important slide. As a result to allergic response, this escaping histamine grains, when a mast cell breaks because of reaction, it travels and it gets settled in knees. And the enemy will only attack when the defense is weak. If you have got family history of arthritis, especially on the both sides, mother and father side, they get locked, they cause inflammation, pain, and stiffness. And when you have bronchitis, it gets locked into the lungs and produces inflammation. Like this, in stomach also, it produces gastritis. In the further slides, I'm going to show you those information. Now the question is there any cure for allergy? According to me, keeping the patient away from the suspected allergen helps, but for how long? The other approach is to increase resistance of the body and nothing to beat homeopathy. You see, you'll find the frequency in this slide I'll show you. Allergy is here, it will come down. Again, it will come back. And this, you'll find the first peak and the second peak and the third peak. In psoriasis, which I'm treating patients in thousands. And I have never seen psoriasis going in 2-3 months. You have to watch for next change of weather. In winters, it aggravates. All skin symptoms are worse in summers except psoriasis. So you'll find first year the peak is there, second is there, third is there. And I tell my patients, have patients with me for 3 to 5 years, and our success rate in psoriasis is touching almost 80%. Eczema is almost 90-95%. And you all know that homeopathy does not suppress, it improves the constitution of the patient. Allergic rhinitis, sinusitis, tonsillitis, adenoids. Due to repeated attacks of cough and cold, the tonsils, which act as the bodyguard situated at the base of the throat, get enlarged. So it is erroneous idea that their surgical removal will decrease the individual's susceptibility to catch infection. On the contrary, my experience is it becomes worse. A simple tendency to catch cough and cold, not treated properly, gets converted into tonsillitis, adenoitis, and then you take antibiotics, antihistamine medicines, and steroid, and you get sudden spasm, and you run for inhalers. So it starts from simple cough and cold, ends in asthma because of allopathy, not with homeopathy. Homeopathy will definitely improve your resistance. This is my experience. You take 2 children, one is treated with homeopathy, and second is with allopathy. Homeopathy child, you'll find the improvement is very fast with no side effects. When you stop homeopathy medicines, chances of relapses are less. But with allopathy, simple cough and cold, as I told you earlier, will convert into a bronchitis. Now, this is what I want to show during the attack. This inflamed condition. What steroids are doing? When you take steroid, it gives you temporary relief. But with homeopathy, you'll find that if you are regular with treatment and diet precaution is very important. I tell my patients you have to be very careful with sour things, aerated drinks like Coke, Pepsi. I don't allow them. They should avoid as a diet less starchy food. In India, we have a lot of starchy food, and lime, lemon, ketchup. It aggravates the condition. They have to avoid. The second, this area is musculoskeletal. Arthritis is divided into 2 groups: articular and non-articular. When the pain is here, it's called frozen shoulder, tennis elbow, and osteoarthritis, gout. But when it is in the muscles, it's called fibrositis, tendinitis, tendinosynovitis. And when the larger area of the muscles called myalgia are affected because of arthritis. And please remember, whenever I'm speaking, you must see the family history. You'll find invariably the strong link from the mother side or the father side having arthritis. See, the symptom of arthritis is simple: stiffness, pain. Even I will show you rubrics: headache, backache. Headache is nothing but I call it arthritis of the skull. Dr. Boric and Kent has also given in the repertory I'm going to show you the future slides. And the most important symptom is, you'll be surprised to see this dysmenorrhea. Open Kent repertory, you'll find. I'll give you the page number also. Headache, backache, lethargy, cramps. These sutures of the nerve get inflamed and you get headaches. When we treat the patients for arthritis, we find automatically the migraine is going. Not in one case, in thousands of cases. And see, I'm going to show you in support of what has been clinically observed on millions of patients, the following rubrics are used by Kent 200 years back. See, Boric page 702, headache type rheumatic gouty, page 146, Kent. He has written very clearly, pain head rheumatic. In rheumatic constitution, he has used the word pain 726, dysmenorrhea. Chest pain, intercostal neuralgia. The ribs gets inflamed and you go for ECG that I've got a heart attack. And no, it is intercostal neuralgia. Then throat pain, laryngitis. These are the rubrics. You see the pages. It is already there and we have not observed it. The backache, what they call it, I want to emphasize on this. L4, L5, S1. Again, this is arthritis of the spine. Not a one or two cases of slip disc. With yoga, remember, with yoga, homeopathy and diet precautions, I have hardly failed in slip disc. We avoided operations in thousands of patients. And myalgia, page 147C, flexor muscles rheumatic. Everywhere he has used the word rheumatic. Please open Kent repertory. You'll find these rubrics and the pages. Now I come to the digestive system. When you have sensitivity from your parents, you develop sensitivity and your first symptom is stomatitis, heartburn, flatulence, peptic ulcer. You will never find a patient suffering from peptic ulcer from the day one. The initial symptom of acidity, hyperacidity, stomatitis will start, which suppressed with allopathic medicine leads to gastritis, gastric ulcer, peptic ulcer, ulcerative colitis, and Crohn's disease. This is a sequence. And luckily, it takes time. Crohn's disease, we have cured number of patients. And I can very safely say today, every person on the street is a walking pathological lab. Show me one family who doesn't suffer from skin, respiratory, stomach, and joints. You will hardly find any family suffering. We're all walking pathological labs suffering from allergies in one form or the other, and mainly in the 4 areas. Now, please understand, the word suppression is used in homeopathy very frequently. I don't say this is only suppression. In allergies, when you're treating a patient of respiratory, I can produce skin symptoms in that patient by giving more repetition of the medicine, and asthma will become better, skin symptom will start. Today, I had a patient in the morning, her stomach became better for 5 years, now she got asthma. When asthma becomes better, we find skin symptoms are coming. So shifting is very, very important in allergic patients. So don't be taken away that this is suppression. No, it is not only suppression, it is suppression and shifting together. We may be able to relate clinically the relationship between skin, respiratory, stomach, and pain. So many times, due to frequent repetition, we shift the disease to a more sensitive plane. Now, then, when the aggravation is taking place, we always say it is a homeopathic aggravation. No, you have to understand what is homeopathic aggravation, what is medicine aggravation, and what is aggravation and homeopathic aggravation, both together. When you give medicine, the symptom increases, and when you stop the medicine, there's no relief, it has increased. This shows it is the medicine aggravation. Sorry, it is the disease aggravation with no relief. But when you give the medicine and you find aggravation, and when you stop the medicine, the symptoms come down and go towards a cure. It goes towards a cure. We give placebo after this. Many of our patients are relieved by not returning in time. This is the quote given by Dr. Tyler. Too much of repetition shifts the disease to a more sensitive plane. Do not forget. I will not take more time, but I will. This is is the slide for me. Homeopathy has given us daily bread, a definite status, a dignity and honorable identity in human idealism in medicine to live and work with, and a great purpose in life to serve our fellow beings. Is a treachery, betrayal, and a sin. Why I say all this? Because I've been working for homeopathy for such a long time, and I'm fighting every day with other groups that we must work together. In Corona, we have worked. Homeopathy has done a given wonderful results in India, and hardly any patient have died in India because of homeopathy treatment. It is my duty to tell you that you must work together so that we make homeopathy the first line of treatment among masses. With these words, thank you very much for your patience.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bakshi, sir, for your wonderful presentation. I'm sure your presentation must have enlightened all our delegates about how vast the scope of homeopathy is in treating allergies, considering the fact that we all are prone to allergies at some point in our life. We just need to treat them the right way, which is, as you said, by homeopathic treatment, which treats the root cause of the disease instead of just suppressing the symptoms. So which is the main reason why allergies keep recurring. Thank you very much, sir. Moving ahead, I would like to invite our next speaker, Dr. Deepti Singh, who is Research Officer in Central Council of Research in Homeopathy. She will be speaking on the topic Users of Homeopathy and Need to Contemplate on the Reasons to Choose Homeopathy over Conventional Medicine. Dr. Deepti, I invite you and request you to switch on your camera and audio and request you to please start sharing your screen. Over to you, Dr. Deepti.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shruti. My greetings to all the dignitaries present here with me, and warm regards to all the participants. Today, I will be speaking on the topic given to me today is the users of homeopathy. So, Dr. Shruti, my slide is visible.
Your slide is visible. You best proceed.
Yeah, thank you. Against all odds, the persistent popularity of homeopathy since the time of its inception is indeed remarkable. The most important pillars of homeopathy are the users of homeopathy, the friends of homeopathy. Today, we will be discussing about what types of people choose homeopathy and what are the reasons for doing so. The users of homeopathy are a significant part of evolution of homeopathy worldwide. As homeopathy users spread in different parts of the world, its users also grew. Homeopathy is a popular choice of treatment due to the individualized and holistic treatment approach. There are many surveys, reviews that have shown that people integrate, use, and value homeopathy as a complementary treatment option. There is indeed a need to contemplate the reasons why people choose homeopathy over the conventional medicine systems. Talking about the historical aspect, during the time of Hahnemann, when homeopathy was introduced, it became popular initially because of the harmless way. It was called the harmless therapy because it did not use the crude methods prevalent at that time. Homeopathic physicians needed to know about the symptom pictures of the illness, so they took great time in noting down these individual symptoms and detailed case taking, thus redefining the doctor-patient relationship. The 5 minute per patient approach versus the homeopathic case taking time, where more personal time was given, indirectly meant that patients were being taken seriously. That led to the people's choice for homeopathy. Even today, one of the reasons why patients opt for homeopathic treatment is because they feel they enjoy more respect as an individual while they approach any homeopathic physician. So historically as well, as the public demand for homeopathy continued to increase, the homeopathic market grew. And it was so much so that at that time, homeopathic other doctors also were moved to learn about the basics of homeopathy, and thereby their initial prejudice were overcome. So within Within the period 1843 and 1960, homeopathy was regarded as harmless therapy, but there was also self-medication, lot of self-medication that was being done. The people used to learn about it through their books and guide themselves and indulge into self-medication. However, later on, as health awareness grew in the second part of 19th century, the need for the trained homeopathic practitioners increased. So, advancement in science, talking about the new age users, the advancements in science led to the conventional medicines uh, getting more patients, and there was great optimism by patients, considering that they were capable of conquering among all the epidemics that were prevalent. However, it was still noted that medical practices were incurring much cost and spending less time per patient, thereby shedding the holistic element of the treatment. Today, the patients want to know what chances they have of getting better after consulting a practitioner, and they are all the patient who come to a homeopath are also worried about the side effects of the treatment they are having. Sometimes they do not want to continue the long time, treatment of the conventional medicines. Still, their complaints keep reoccurring, especially in chronic diseases. So that has led that users are inclined towards homeopathy. Today, knowledge and awareness also play a key role in selecting any treatment or a therapy. Recommendations of by a friend or family where they have taken a homeopathic medicine, they by word of mouth, popularity also increases. So this is a backbone where the patients come with their relatives or friends for consultation. Today, the patient come after gathering information about the therapy from the through discussions or internet. So they want that better consultation experiences. The homeopathic user today want overall well-being, and they are also aware about the lack of role of antibiotics in viral diseases, antibiotics resistance, etc. So these all lead to increase in users of homeopathy. While some factors that drive patient to a homeopath remain fairly consistent worldwide, but some vary based on the geographic and ethnic considerations. There are several market surveys and reviews that conclude that homeopathy is gaining popularity with increasing number of users worldwide, despite the false propaganda and criticism. Ipsos survey, which was held in 2018, reports that homeopathy has a strong support in France. Uh, Three out of four French people hold a good image of homeopathy. Just behind the image they hold of regular conventional medicines such as paracetamol or brufen. The survey also concluded that 77% of French people have taken homeopathic medicines at some point of the time. Similarly, the survey by Homeopress indicated that 80% of Italian population know about homeopathic medicine. 17% of Italians use these products. That is around 9 million Italians. 39% use this product as a result of word of mouth recommendation by friends and relatives. Majority of Italian users are aged between 35 and 54, that are middle aged, and mostly are females. Similarly, the survey by Britain Global TGI held in 2018 reported that 15% of the population in Britain trusted homeopathy. Even in Germany, the patients recognize homeopathy as an effective therapy, and it is a first choice for many of them. The systematic review, which was conducted by Claire Relton team, indicated the prevalence of homeopathy used by the general population worldwide. A small but significant percentage of general population use homeopathy each year. The use includes visit to homeopath as well as purchase of the over-the-counter homeopathic medicines. The 36 surveys which were included in this review, out of that 24 surveys indicated that the rate of prevalence use of homeopathy in countries like USA, UK, Australia, and Canada remained stable over the years. It was also found that highest use was reported by a survey in Switzerland, where homeopathy is covered by mandatory health insurance. Further, Coming to India, the National Sample Survey Office reported that across age group, the use of Ayush is relatively high among the pa- uh, pa- uh, patients, and homeopathy care is relatively more among children, particularly in urban areas. Homeopathy was found to be more popular in West Bengal. Homeopathy used is commonly for skin condition, musculoskeletal conditions, genitourinary disorders, in both equally in rural and urban. However, it was also observed that homeopathy is sought for cancer as an adjuvant therapy in urban India. The survey also highlighted the cost effectiveness of homeopathy. The expenditure incurred on patients for homeopathic medicines was found to be less as compared to other systems like allopathy and Indian system Ayurveda. The paper which have been produced on the utilization of Ayush based on the National Sample Survey by Shalini Rudra indicated that homeopathy based outpatient care is largely provided by the private doctors uh, or clinics with very limited role of public sector, which is indeed the picture in India. Homeopathy is widely popular and practiced with the majority being in the private sector. Further, coming to surveys held in Poland, which shows that experienced physicians were having a positive attitude towards homeopathy, which was included under the umbrella of complementary and alternative medicines as compared to the junior doctors. Homeopathy is relatively less known in Saudi Arabia, but it is still picking up in countries like Pakistan based upon the reports. Coming to the characteristics of the users, we know based on the surveys and reports that education level of patients who seek homeopathic opinion is usually high. Based on survey which was conducted in Poland, higher level of education and higher monthly income of the alternative medicine users. Further, it was found that socio-demographic profile of homeopathy users in Spain showed that the users of homeopathy are more female, upper and middle class, and they are relatively their education are also high. Age profile in India, as we noted, based on the national sample surveys, it was more among children. The countries like UK, Norway, Germany, USA, they indicated that the age group of middle age ranging from 35 to 55 years are using more homeopathy. Gender. So the surveys and the trends which we have gathered is that there is a female preponderance. Historically as well, when homeopathy was practiced, female used to seek the homeopathic care, and based on that, as they were the health watchers of their families, they take it further to their children or also other family members. This is also one of the reasons that more children are visited at the homeopathic clinics. Uh, Obviously, based on the results and the efficacy they have, the users have observed. According to survey which was held in US, it also indicated that 70% of homeopathy users were female. Germany, the similar kind of trends were seen where homeopathy was used by adolescent girls mostly for chronic conditions, allergies. UK, the it was observed that other than that, postmenopausal female also seek the homeopathic care as it was prevalent. These are the references of all the surveys which we have just talked. Coming to the morbidity profile, as we are aware, homeopathy is popular for chronic diseases, allergic ailments, which was just mentioned in the earlier session. There are so many conditions where homeopathy is taken by the patients. Upper respiratory tract infections, other acute illnesses, recurrent infections specifically, and for teething troubles in children, skin disorders, also lifestyle disorders like diabetes. People are also aware about the adjuvant benefits of homeopathy in several illnesses and psychological illnesses, because so much individualized attention people give the physician give for the patient. So these patients also turn up in huge numbers. Lifestyle. So what reports or what these surveys and epidemiological studies have to say about lifestyles of the patient who seek homeopathy. So it has been reported that patients who see a homeopath have a healthier lifestyle and positive attitude towards the complementary and alternative medicines. These users want to participate in the treatment decisions, and they come mostly for the overall well-being. So the users are mostly at working at good positions, pursued. So a survey in US, it showed that homeopathic users pursued white collar occupations. So all this coupled with a decent education level, it reflects that an average homeopathic user today is capable of making an informed choice. His or her choice of using homeopathy can be no different. So in conclusion, I would like to say that people choose homeopathy over conventional medicines based on their choices, and as they consider homeopathy as a non-toxic, and its holistic approach is one of the main cause. Further, there is a reason that people switch to homeopathy due to the dissatisfaction with one or more aspects of the conventional healthcare. Increasing use of homeopathies have several merits, which is specific to benefits of individualized treatment. Patients seek treatment as well as overall well-being. And there are so many evidences and experiences where clinical recovery with adjuvant homeopathy has been found to be more and relatively quick. Further, we can conclude that female patients with high level of education and in chronic diseases, that is the preponderance. And overall, the holistic approach, the harmless therapy, and cost effectiveness remains the reason why people choose homeopathy. Thank you so much for your patience. And if there are any questions, we can take up as advised by the moderator and chair of the sessions. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Deepti. We will be taking up the questions after these presentations are over shortly. And we thank you for a comprehensive global overview, which you have shared. You have comprehensively devised and collected all the data. Thank you for this nice presentation. Now, I would like to welcome Dr. Fabien. She is from Switzerland and she is practicing homeopathy for last 20 years. And she is a member of the European Federation of Homeopathic Patients Association, and she will be speaking on the patient trends in Europe. We welcome you, Dr. Fabien. You are welcome. Please take over.
Thank you very much. I'm just showing you my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
My greetings to everyone. I'm very happy to present you EFPA, the European Federation of Homeopathic Patients Associations. My name is Fabienne Chigonde, and I'm co-president of EFPA together with Sato Lu from Great Britain. And I'm also co-president of the Swiss Patients Association named Homeopathy Switzerland. Who are we as EFPA? EFPA is patients, ex-patients, and future patients, and so are all of you. Whether you are a practitioner or a pharmacist or a politician or even a royalty, you always have been or will be a patient once in your life. So we don't represent all patients, but only the many thousands of Europeans who want access to homeopathic treatment and homeopathic medicine. So in my speech, you will hear some information you heard already in the speech before, but these are all very important information, so it is always worth repeating it. To the background. EFPA was established in 2003 as an independent association, but maintained connection to the ECH. So that means one of our board members is sitting on the main ECH council as well. We are registered in the Netherlands with our postal address in the UK, and our organization is run by representatives of member organizations who are elected by the members at our GA. Currently, the board of 7 consists of representatives from Germany, from Switzerland, the Netherlands, and the UK. Our annual membership is only 200 euros, but small or newly formed groups can apply for a reduction until they are established. Function and mission of EFPA. EFPA represents the rights of patients seeking homeopathic treatment in Europe. And our mission is to support these fundamental rights of our patients and to put them at the center of everything. So whatever, through a professional consultation or self-prescribing for minor health issues, we try to support our patients. Important aims for EFPA are to create a homeopathic patients organization in each European country. So we don't have all aims yet. We want them who are already in place to become more active. And we want our member organizations to develop contacts with other groups in the same or in other health sectors of their particular countries. We want to get links to the European camp field, and we want, most of all, promote the positive aspects of homeopathy. Here you can see our members or member states we have at EFPA. For example, we have in Germany, Hanemania. That is a national organization representing 38 individual groups, what means more than 4,000 members only in Germany. All of our members, except the Netherlands, are run by volunteers. So it is depending on their time availability, how much they can do for EFPA and for homeopathy in general. We also have some contact to non-European countries like Canada, Australia, and India. How do we meet our aims? We spread information, that's clear, in social media, but we do have a website as well. We help to develop patient organizations by providing them our support, the templates, feedbacks if it is needed. And we represent patients formally in consultations by in the European countries. So the exchange between the different countries and to have or get their experiences is very, very helpful and very important for all of us. We promote information to our members to share and take action to assist other groups in different regions and different and important campaigns. We are engaged with growing the PR networks in homeopathy, not only in EU, but globally, working in dominant health narrative and promote cross-organizational work to keep homeopathy thriving. But what do the patients want? The patients want us to be centered in the healthcare so that they respect their needs, their preferences, and their values. And we want the rhetoric of the policymakers who state that the patient is at the heart of everything, and we want this to become a reality. Patients want to have the choice between conventional and complementary medicine. But they also want a choice of doctors and practitioners, and they want to have the choice of integrated hospital using conventional and complementary treatments. They want to take the control or the responsibility for their own health and well-being, and they want to get the access to complementary medicine products in high quality and availability of homeopathic remedies at affordable prices. Why the reasons? The reasons are why someone chooses homeopathy. We heard it in the speech before already. That may be cultural, spiritual, or a lifestyle choice. So it may be it is a personal choice or it is a family tradition. Perhaps it's the preference towards the traditional healing, the rejection of orthodox medicine, to have a focus on emotional and spiritual well-being, and to have the health maintenance. And later it continues because it works and because of the relationship they developed to their practitioner and to the treatment itself. Then there is a rather a rising concern about the side effects of conventional drugs. And for an increasing number of people, it is because the conventional medicine did not help them. So homeopathy may be their last hope. And patients with long-term conditions taking many drugs, leaving them feeling disempowered, here homeopathy offers support, for example, with the side effects of the therapy they already have, or assist into their treatments on top. That all sounds reasonable, but what is the problem? Increasingly effective opposition to homeopathy. We have authorities ignoring research evidence and patient choices. And there is a diminishing availability and access to the medicines and to the practitioners. Homeopathy has always had its opponents since the beginning. Due to technological developments and internet usage and social media, these small but vociferous and well-placed groups who wish to discredit practitioners and eliminate homeopathy have had a tremendous effect. And that means the variation of availability of homeopathic medicines across the EU leads to unacceptable discrepancies. For example, in some EU countries, some homeopathic medicines are not available anymore. And so they have to be obtained in another member state. And that may lead to a black market situation. Increasing numbers of health authorities across Europe are stopping reimbursement for homeopathy, for example, in France. And the costs of registering homeopathic remedies in Europe, in some countries of Europe, are prohibitively high. So that means the danger of having not affordable remedies. It's time to act. And I'd like to show you some examples of our member states. For example, Great Britain, we do have two organizations in here. That's Homeopathy UK, and that's the Friends of the Royal London Hospital for Integrated Medicine. Both are found or have found and are very active members of For Homeopathy, what is a coalition of organizations from across the sector. Homeopathy, with the help of friends, took the National Health Service in England to court around withdrawing funding for homeopathic medicines. Unfortunately, that challenge was not very successful. But what is successful is that Homeopathy UK has established a growing network of charitable, free, or at least very low-cost clinics throughout the UK, run by registered homeopaths. In Switzerland, my home country, there has been a referendum a few years ago, which demonstrated overwhelming support for homeopathy and 3 other CAM systems, so that homeopathy has been included in the National Health Service with positive reactions or results in effectiveness and cost effectiveness. That means if you go for a treatment to a medical homeopathic doctor, you get 100% reimbursement of your treatment costs. If you go to a non-medical but registered homeopathic doctor, you get 80% reimbursement. And it is paid by the health insurance, and health insurance in Switzerland is obligatory. So everyone living in Switzerland has a health insurance. Most of the 2,200 pharmacies and drugstores we do have in Switzerland sell homeopathic medicines. We do have 4 major manufacturers of homeopathy in Switzerland. So Switzerland is considered a role model in the field of homeopathy recognition throughout Europe. In France, since January 2020, reimbursement of homeopathic treatment costs shrunk from 30 to 15%, and since 2021, all reimbursements were cancelled. That's not good because it means great risks for homeopathy in general and for all the therapists. So in February 2020, Homeo France was founded as a collective by doctors, vets, pharmacists, and patients, and together they want to achieve more within the French health system. Accordingly, patients are being asked to support the doctors in getting a medical status of homeopathic products, in getting availability and quality of homeopathic remedies, in training professionals who can prescribe homeopathy afterwards, and anchoring homeopathy in the healthcare system. In Spain, the situation is very, very sad, even dramatic, because the government has tried to make homeopathy treatment an illegal treatment. The Spanish patient groups then joined and wrote a joint letter to the government to get the same points out as I told you concerning on France, because it's the same thing they want to achieve in Spain. And just to let you know, in Spain, there are at about 47 million of inhabitants. 17% of them use homeopathy. That means at about 8 million people. And just to compare, in Switzerland, there are living 8.5 million of people. So let's say Switzerland put into Spain, all Swiss people would use homeopathy and, next to the other Spain people. And in Spain, there are around 10,000 registered doctors practicing homeopathy. And because I did not want to let you with this bad news, I put a little cartoon because you know the Taurus is a very common animal in Spain. And Ferdinand, perhaps you know him from the cartoon, even is shocked about the situation in his home country. So why is patient support so important? Homeopathy has been supported by the patients since its beginning. And there is the fact that they have no vested interest except to be health, except to have a well-being and to exercise their freedom of choice. So patients must be assisted with information from clinicians, and where appropriate, homeopaths need to also join forces and have confidence speaking about homeopathy, because if they don't, the patients won't neither. Throughout Europe, there are millions upon millions of patients who currently benefit from homeopathy. Many more want to do it. And the biggest challenge is that of these all millions of people, only a very few are standing up to be counted. And EFPA is the voice of homeopathic patients in Europe, and we need more. Why? Because politics is a number game, and we need patients and friends of homeopathy to unite. So we all need to work together to protect the availability and the practice of homeopathy, even its patients and user groups, its practitioners, and it doesn't matter, it's medical or non-medical ones, manufacturers and pharmacists as well. And if you know in your country a patient group, please urge them to join EFPA. And if there is no group in your country, perhaps you know some people who would like to start one up, and we are very pleased to support them. So thank you very much for your attention and your sympathy for homeopathy. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Fabine. It was indeed a very enlightening presentation. You have really highlighted some of the pertinent issues. And this, you are absolutely right. We need a patient-centered healthcare system. And it's high time that patients start taking charge of their own health. And the best solution is homeopathy, which with its individualized and holistic approach is definitely the need of our, and we all are with homeopathy, and we all have to promote it together. So May I request all the speakers who are present and the panelists, can we have a group photo with us? Actually, Dr. Bakshi is in a hurry. He needs to leave, so we can have a group photo with him and then we can continue further.
Mhm.
May we request Dr. Antule to please join us, and everyone can open up the cameras also. Thank you, Dr. Bakshi, for your time.
Thank you.
We will be receiving and will be posting you the questions as and when we are receiving it. And we will request you to kindly reply them from your mail. We will be troubling you with this task. Right
No,
now,
no, no.
we are moving ahead with the schedule.
Okay.
I hope you won't mind. You want to leave. But still, we have scheduled it for half an hour after this. So we can see if you would be able to take on few questions at around 9:30, then we will be highly obliged. And if not, then we will be posting it through your emails.
Thank you.
So nice of you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'll request all the delegates to put their questions by clicking the question answer tab, which is being displayed on your screen. We'll take up all the questions after all the presentations are over. Yeah. So moving ahead, I'll call Dr. Harleen Kaur, who is Research Officer in Central Council for Research in Homeopathy. She will be presenting on the role of homeopathy in healthcare and how homeopathy is establishing itself as an integral part of complementary medicine. Welcome, Dr. Harleen. I request you to switch on your camera and audio. Yeah, and please share your screen.
Thank you, Dr. Shruti, Dr. Vishal. You have been coordinating a lot for this session, and I hope this session really does justice to what you aim to. And I'm just trying to go full screen. Yeah, right. So this is particularly an excerpt from a book called Scientific Framework of Homeopathy, which is a joint publication of Central Council for Research in Homeopathy, European Committee of Homeopathy, and of course LMHI. So this is the first chapter of the book, which is Homeopathy in Healthcare, which gives you an overview of how homeopathy is placed in the globe. And the authors of this book, along with me, are Dr. Jyoti Sachdeva and Dr. Daisy Katarmal. So this is where if anybody is interested can download this book. This book is available for free download from CCRH website and as well as LMHI website. And it is available in PDF format. And LMHI even has different versions of this book, like the earlier, older versions also. So we all know that homeopathy is an integral part of CAM. If we are attending this session, I'm sure that either we are the homeopathy enthusiasts who want to see more of homeopathy around them, with them, and or we are the homeopathy professors in the sense that we profess for homeopathy, and we practice homeopathy. So homeopathy, we know that is an integral part of CAM, and CAM is very popular with patients, and they frequently combine CAM with orthodox healthcare. So adequate evidence of use of alternative medicine in the past is and present is enough. We know that, and wherever you see the square brackets, that actually means that these are already when in the chapter the references are already cited, and we have just not mentioned it here for the sake of space. And the high prevalence of CAM use and resulting satisfaction is a direct challenge for orthodox system, no doubt. And CAM based on application of biomedical concepts in science. It is not based on any quackery or any illogical beliefs. It's based on application of biomedical concepts, and how it is scientific has also been proven over the time. And research studies highlighting this as a cultural, sociological, and historical phenomena emphasize the value of choice for consumers of healthcare. And we have talked a lot about consumers. By last two speakers have been stressing on how consumers should be made to have their choice. And this is a picture from WHO's report of 2019 on traditional and complementary medicine. And it's very interesting to see that how far, is traditional and complementary medicine accepted by different parts of the world. So you can see that there are many parts of that are member states of WHO where there is no national policy on TNCM, which is actually worrisome. Even though you would see that these countries also use
TNCM in one way or the other, but they don't have any policy in place till now for their users. So if you don't have policies, that actually means that the usage goes unreported. The research doesn't happen really because they don't recognize the system as the system being used as a system that you have to fund for or research on. So it's definitely worrisome. And you can see a lot of greens over there where their policies are already existing, which is a good news. So regardless of what kind of medicine one believes in, one follows, one practices, the objective is just the same. It's emotional and physical healing of the patient. So everybody's intention, whoever call themselves the practitioners or healers, is just to heal their patient. But wow, why is there so much of gap between CAM and orthodox medicine then? We know that advanced public, orthodox medicine is advanced, its public health care is advanced, its medical practices are involved, and people, they connect with this thing that, if we follow an established system of medicine, we'll live longer. We'll have a better quality than ever before in human history. So that is also true in many ways because human life span has expanded over the time. So definitely orthodox medicine has delivered its share. And contemporary medicine has three very established P's: pervasiveness, power, and promise. They have been pervasive for a long time to say that they are here to stay, and people kind of rely on it because of its pervasiveness, and it has power. You can see that you think of a hospital, you don't think of a CAM hospital, you think of an allopathy or orthodox medicine hospital, and they promise a lot to the patients. So also that access to CAM is very limited. In large segments of humanity, they cannot either access its benefits or choose not to do so. Now the question is that why would somebody choose or not choose to use CAM? Now more than 80% of people in developing nations, they can barely afford most basic medical procedures like drugs, vaccines, etc. So they would rather switch to CAM because of its cost effectiveness, or they would say, that, okay, maybe the medical procedures are simpler, the drugs are easily available. So things like that. That is what really takes them to CAM. But in the industrial nations, a large proportion of people opt for practices and products for which proof as this, which is a proof as to their safety and efficacy is modest. So even though they know that CAM's safety and efficacy reports are not as high as the established systems of medicine, but they still want to use it, which itself speaks for the belief in using CAM. Now here, that WHO has already stated that traditional and complementary medicine is an important and often underestimated health resource with many applications, especially in the prevention and management of lifestyle-related chronic diseases and in meeting the health needs of aging population. So this is a statement of WHO, which is of very high significance for all those who want to profess the use of homeopathy. Yeah, so homeopathy, we know, is one of the most common forms of practice used by member states of WHO. Homeopathy constitutes, as no other CAM approach, the litmus test for medical pluralism. The way we have been exposed to so many attacks and we have still survived to more than 200 years, we have definitely crossed the litmus test that with flying colors we have passed the test. And the attacks are almost always directed at homeopathy, even though other methods provide similar targets. So it's definitely homeopathy is the best, is on the hit list of most of the critics who want to criticize CAM. So, but if we have a look at the homeopathy prescribers around the globe, you would see that European Union has a lot of homeopathy practitioners, in the sense that they have 45,000 doctors and 5,250 non-medical practitioners of homeopathy. And this is an old number of, say, around 2019 data that I'm sharing with you. Maybe the numbers have evolved. And in UK, homeopathy isn't widely available on the NHS anymore, but we still have a lot of GPs and other prescribers who are providing it. But the NHS England recommendation is that you should stop providing it. Then in India, we have more than 213 million practitioners per million. And we have registered homeopathic practitioners. This is the data for 2017. And the homeopathic practitioners are trained and educated in hundreds of homeopathic medical colleges. They're recognized by Indian government, and they're trained and qualified for, and they're trained for as long as almost 6 years, which equates with the orthodox teaching of medicine. So it's allopathic medical practitioners are also trained for about 6 years in their graduation and another 3 years for post-graduation, which is just the same structure for India. So, and as per the ECHAMP report, which is cited in the chapter of scientific framework, you can see that homeopathic prescribers per 100,000 population is also not very poor. They still exist. You still have homeopathy practitioners in Poland, Spain, Netherlands, and Bulgaria. And coming to the clinical evidence for homeopathy, it's just the question of always keeping your eyes shut to what's going on. If you say that homeopathy doesn't have any clinical evidence, if we wake up to these global systematic reviews of clinical trials on homeopathy, which include 5 meta-analyses, 4 systematic reviews are positive, 1 negative, and many other reviews that have revealed positive outcomes of homeopathy in various conditions. Now, there's systematic reviews is the ultimate in the research arena. Now, if we think that even after we have 4 systematic reviews that are clearly positive in favor of homeopathy or partially positive in favor of homeopathy, and we still want to say that we lack clinical evidence, then we are definitely sleeping over something which is very scientific and not willing to listen. And this is Dr. Robert Matthey is to be credited for his wonderful reviews that he has done over the years since 2013. He has been doing a lot of meta-analysis and systematic reviews of homeopathy's various aspects. So he's kind of clubbed clinical trials together, then he has clubbed observation studies, and then he's clubbed RCTs together. And so he has kind of analyzed all these studies and regardless of the quality of studies which he mentions should be improved in future, he still says that we can, based on his works, we can actually decipher that homeopathy is a reliable, medicine system of medicine. And we actually, the researchers, the studies were able to have clear distinctions between homeopathy and comparator. So we are really heading at a very scientific, framework, scientific footing for homeopathy that is not now easy to ignore anymore. These are the reviews that I was talking about by Dr. Robert Matthey, which he's taken over up from 2013 to 2018. A lot of efforts done there, and you can see that individualized homeopathic treatment are 1.5 to 2 times more likely to have a beneficial effect than placebo. Second review says that which includes 75 double-blind RCTs of non-homeopathy treatment for a broad range of conditions, non-individualized homeopathy treatment for broad range of conditions, small beneficial effect for non-IHT that was statistically significantly different from placebo. Then you have the 2018 review of pragmatic trials of individualized homeopathy treatment versus no treatment or another treatment or adjunctive treatment, and most promising results were shown for IHT as an adjunct to usual care. So, and then the 2018 review that we have shows a positive trend in evidence on veterinary homeopathy, which was robust upon sensitivity analysis. So these are the treasures of homeopathy research, the milestones of homeopathy research. And I think after 2018, homeopathy, evidence pool is never the same. It's always, it's evolved completely with these works. And also, if you talk about more evidence, and in homeopathy, there's a Wisholm report that says that results of 300 clinical studies and around 1,800 basic research experiments are positive, are in favor of homeopathy. Similar analysis, if we want to know more, it's definitely a good idea to follow the website of Homeopathy Research Institute. I have the link over here. which gives you an overview of overall how homeopathy is placed, how homeopathy, what is the latest level of homeopathy research and advances that we have done in homeopathy research over the time. So there's enough evidence to say homeopathy treatment improves the clinical outcomes when prescribed along with conventional treatment or as a standalone. And we have evidence for positive role of adjuvant homeopathy already for thrombocytopenia due to dengue, acute encephalitis syndrome, survival time in cancer patients, side effects of conventional treatment, veterinary and agricultural fields, and also some work has been done on antimicrobial resistance and how homeopathy can help this. So overall, we have a lot of shedding off of gray areas and a lot of white and black has been done on how homeopathy is working various levels of medicine of diseases. And if we talk about the cost, I think cost has been really been a factor that has given a boost to homeopathy definitely in the developing areas, especially in the developing countries. And we have the EPI 3 data, which is again referenced in the chapter if you would want to see which data I'm talking about. Overall health expenditure was 20% less for patients consulting homeopathic family physicians, but I think Dr. Fabiane actually gave you a good account of how it is placed in France now. And in India, 13.3% of allocated amount in Ayush is used for homeopathy. Now, study has reported that homeopathic unit will spend no more than INR, Indian National Rupee 100 on a patient per visit, given the much lesser cost of its medicines, including patents. An allopathic unit spends at least Indian National Rupee 250 to 300 on an average patient visit. Now, that's a lot to consider. Now, I mean, 100 and 250 or 300, that's 3 times the cost that you are giving at a primary healthcare unit. This is actually a primary healthcare assessment, where healthcare center assessment. And also, its studies on European population showed remarkable direct cost saving by the use of homeopathy. And there's been increasing interest if you want to know what kind of patients are coming to the homeopathy clinics all across the world. These are the ones that you would see that there's increasing interest for these particular ailments to refer to homeopathy for their treatment. And the list is based on some surveys in the book that we have reported, and also on the studies that are reported from various parts of the world. Now, this is a very interesting report by WHO, which is a global report on traditional and complementary medicine 2019, which actually talks about where all homeopathy is present in the world. And going by that, it is now an established fact that it is actually present in more than 80 countries all around the globe. And we have developed in this chapter of homeopathy in healthcare a status of homeopathy in various countries, which is based on this particular report by WHO, and secondly on an online survey that was conducted by LMHI and CCRS through Monkey Survey server.
Pardon me, Dr. Kaur, to interrupt. Yeah. We have actually overshot the time. So if you could give us the concluding remark.
Thank you so much. Yes, I can't see the ticker over in my screen. So thank you so much.
No problem, ma'am. No problem. Yeah.
Thank you so much for letting me know about that. So I'm just quickly winding up. So this is a table at a glance, which is available in the book. So this can be skipped. And we have the conclusion that homeopathy can be a useful therapeutic option in a public primary care setting. Homeopathy is available in around 80 countries in the world. Its usage is growing, thus necessitating its regulation by the governments. In many countries, homeopathic practitioners are being provided license to practice, mostly under the ambit of TNCM. However, some countries still allow only allopathic practitioners to practice homeopathy. Insurance cover for homeopathy treatment is another aspect that has improved over time, and overall regulation for the system has improved, thus making it more acceptable and accessible. Given the merits of homeopathy, especially in the primary healthcare setting, homeopathy can be advocated as useful therapeutic option in public primary care especially. Thank you so much. That was my time.
Thank you, Dr. Ali, for your nice presentation. And we have got a basic overview of what are the challenges of homeopathy and how the fraternity is trying to match them up and how they are gearing up to match the conventional system and how things are going to shape up. This is a really nice update. Now,
Thank you.
taking this program further, we'd like to welcome Dr. Amita R. Manchanda, a very senior homeopath with a long clinical experience in patient care. We invite you, ma'am, for your presentation on this topic today, homeopathy for good health. Over to you, ma'am. You're welcome.
Thanks, Dr. Vishal.
Yeah, you have to share your presentation.
Just a minute. Thank you, Dr. Vishal, and greetings to all. My speakers before me almost have kind of covered most of the subjects in homeopathy, most of the topics. But today I will be only speaking about my experience on homeopathy since I've been in practice for last almost.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible and you are audible.
I will be
Please
speaking about my practice details and my practice since my beginning of career, like from 1988. And most of the topics have been covered by my presenters before, almost research part and global aspect of homeopathy. And since I have worked in close association with allopathic hospital in my initial years, good number of years, I have seen both the systems work hand in hand closely. Today, I'll be speaking about good health with homeopathy, and my discussion also would be pertaining to this. So, um, okay, the previous, yeah, next, let's it. Okay, now we will be speaking on the principles of homeopathy and what are the detailed scopes in homeopathy and what are the advantages we find in homeopathic practice, which we have also seen, and of course, people across the globe have seen also in their life when using homeopathy with them. Okay, now when we say health, when we see when the patient gets sick, the sickness can be mentally as well as physically. So sickness per se, any change in the mental or physical state being can be termed as sick. So how do we go back treating the sick? Going towards health side, state of complete medical, mental, physical, and social well-being is stated as health. That's the definition of health given by WHO also. And what we term as cure is permanent restoration of the health or removal and annihilation of the disease in its whole extent. So not only the removal of the disease, not only the removal of symptoms, but a complete removal of the symptoms on all the levels. Principles of homeopathy, these are the strong principles of homeopathy where we believe in the law of simple medicine, law of minimum doses, minimum medication, law of similar medication produced similar symptoms in healthy and matching with the disease picture, law of dynamization, the power of producing medicines, law of drug proving on healthy human beings, homeopathic medicines are proven on healthy human beings, and law of chronic diseases. So, scope of homeopathy. Homeopathy, as we all know, we have been using since old times, right? The beginning of the treatments, we use homeopathy for mostly kids, and we have seen the great scope in treating kids. I, in my practice, have seen children immensely improving in their teething, in their behavioral aspects, in their sleep disorders, and even with their seasonal allergies, nocturnal aneurysms, that's what we call as bedwetting, and main gastrointestinal complaints. Small children, especially during dentition time, they improve immensely when they are given homeopathic treatment. And even before children, even before kids, as in antenatal, even before they are born, The mothers during pregnancy are given homeopathic treatment. And these days we find, not these days, but since beginning, most of the allopathic doctors, gynecologists, they refer their patients, antenatal cases, to homeopathic doctors for their antenatal complaints too. That's before birth, then dentition or child, and then there's the child or the children grow. As in adolescence, we find complaints of puberty, where we have acne, mood swings, menstrual irregularities, PCOD, which is a very common problem these days. Almost every second or third girl has PCOD. So these are the things, these are the conditions which are very much dealt with homeopathy and very successfully. Again, one antenatal, when we have discussed morning sickness, blood pressure disorders, gestational diabetes, vaginal discharge, bleeding, depression, and preterm labor are very much dealt with medication, homeopathic medication. Again, after delivery, symptoms of insufficient milk production, C section healing, postpartum depression, mood swings, and postpartum complications. These days, we have patients where we find patients with various problems of insufficient milk production as well as mood disorders, very common during the lactation period or the convulsions after labor. So these are the symptoms, these are the conditions where patients are immensely helped and they feel that yes, it has been given an edge over other medicines as well. Again, moving on after delivery, the another change in lifestyle life is the menopausal phase where we find menstrual changes, hot flushes, weight gain, bone loss, mood changes. Now, during this phase, also homeopathy has immense to offer, and we have seen amazing results in patients with hormonal changes at any stage of life. Again, restoring health. That was again the changes in life, now restoration of health. Pre and post surgical. We come across patients, often we come across where we find patients request us to give medicines before surgery, before going surgery for maybe fears and their apprehensions, where we give medicines, and then post surgical also for quick healing and immense relief to the patient after operation. So to help the patient after surgery, homeopathy it has a great potential during convalescence period to recoup a patient quickly and healthily without the side effects, and of course combating the side effects of other medication, also heavy drugs which are given after operations. Homeopathy helps a great extent. These days we find patients with post covid symptoms during convalescence, and to help them heal faster, lots and lots of medication are being given by homeopathic doctors across the globe, where we find great results in almost all cases. Psychological and behavioral issues. Since beginning, homeopathy is known for treating addictions, depressions, anxiety disorders, bipolar disorders, ADHD, which is found very common these days with children, autism, very common these days with children, anger issues, stress management, and fear issues. These are very nicely dealt with homeopathic treatment, and results are very, very positive in these cases. Advantages of homeopathy. In cases of antibiotic resistance, we come across patients while on other treatment, while on other systems of medicines for other diseases, where at times patients they request us that the results are not being seen, the improvements are not being seen as it should be. So sometimes to complement the actions of antibiotic or allopathic treatment of medication, to complement them, to give them a push so that they help heal faster, as a antibiotic resistance also sometimes we give, where there is a resistance, complete resistance to antibiotics, homeopathic medicines they help very much. Immune compromised cases, as in cases of carcinomas, And cases of chronic illnesses where the patients are immune compromised and the vitality is really low, this treatment helps immensely again. Chronic diseases. Chronic diseases, as we all know, have been there for years together, where patient is suffering for years together. There are also homeopathic medications. They, of course, in gradual pace, they give immense relief, but the patient is able to see relief almost with due course of time. Relapsing diseases. Now, these are very important diseases where we find relapsing diseases like recurrent infections, recurrent disorders. Medicines help again here when we see treatment relapse, diseases relapsing, treatment homeopathically gives again good results. Immunomodulatory effects we have discussed again. Homeopathic medicines are known to be as immunomodulatory effects, as we know, and they also are in great, they also help greatly in treatment. So that's where we call, in addition to that, what I have found that since I have worked with closely with allopathic hospitals, almost all allopathic doctors, they promote homeopathy for themselves also, and in cases where we find viral infections, where we find where they have no clear cut answers for their treatment, they usually refer patients to their counterparts, homeopathic counterparts. And since last 2 years, we have seen COVID complications, COVID cases, a lot COVID cases. Many patients have approached homeopathic doctors for their complications, for their treatment, and for their disorders, mental, emotional disorders after COVID problems. Again, I think that should be enough. And that's it. I'm done with my presentation, Vishal.
Yeah, ma'am, you can still carry on. You still are having some time left with you. If you are willing
Yes.
to, you can carry on.
Uh-huh. So as of now, infections, and of course, tips on eating and lifestyle. So with homeopathic medicines, if the lifestyle um, um, advices are given, lifestyle improvements are given, lifestyle suggestions are given, I think we go a long way in dealing with almost all diseases. And as I always sometimes tell my patients, of course, that before birth until the last breath of life, homeopathy is there to help all conditions. And we have seen in my 33 years of practice that yes, homeopathy helps to a great, great extent, almost in every aspect of life, right from childhood to the last stage of life. We have seen the positive results in homeopathy. Okay, I think that should be enough. Complementary action. Again, kids, they are extremely benefited with homeopathy. Sometimes we keep a kit with parents for emergency problems, for children ailments, and for animals, and for viral infections, for anyone. It's an environmental friendly too. I am treating various animals also with homeopathy, where I find amazing results. And there are times when even the pets, patients pets also, they come to us and with the problems, where we find them almost at the time when the vet says that they have to make them sleep, and conditions have been seen that they have improved immensely, they have lived longer for many years. And this is all almost every allopathic homeopathic doctor, qualified homeopathic doctor, must have witnessed in his practice, his or her practice. This is the beauty of homeopathy, that even the non-verbal patients, they can be benefited with the use of homeopathy. And this is the positive side also, and the blessings we have been reaping for years together in homeopathy. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Dr. Amita ma'am, for sharing your vast experience in upkeeping good health with homeopathy. And I think you have indeed very crisply highlighted the role that homeopathy is playing in various stages of life, right from conception to childhood to adolescent to adulthood till the last breath of our life. So that's amazing indeed, how homeopathy is helping in every phase of the life. And that's the reason It should be the first line of treatment as it aims for the holistic health of the person. And as you said, there are few things which we all need to take care and embrace as part of our daily routine so that we can improve our lifestyle, strengthen our defense mechanisms, and reduce our chances of falling victim to common illnesses. So let's reiterate some of those practices. The importance of healthy, nutritious, and balanced diet along with regular physical exercise can never be underscored. Regular yoga and pranayam, they can go a long way in lowering our stress hormones, and they can also act as natural immunity boosters for our body. And it's equally important at the same time to pay attention to our mental health too. Only when our mind is healthy, our body enjoys the full bloom of health. So on that note, I would like to invite our respectable chair, Dr. Monica, to please give some remarks. Dr. Monica, can we have you on the screen, please?
I mute myself. Thank you very much for this great. No. Can you remote me, please? Because I always have to press the button. The technique.
Yeah.
So I get it. Okay. It's done. Thank you very much for this really great information you gave all to me. First of all, to Amita, thank you very much. I can just say greetings from Leipzig, the town of homeopathy, and I think I can think it's the same what I see in my practice. Children and people who are dealing with homeopathy, they have a really good good behavior and a good lifestyle and a good children have a good development, and I can say this is just the truth. It is, and it's a pity that so many conventional medicines doctors are not are denying this because it would be so great if we can work together for the benefit of the patients. So that was also what Dr. Bakshi sees, and all when you see all across the globe homeopathy, it's amazing how many people are dealing with homeopathy, or how many people are giving their soul to homeopathy. And I really appreciate this, that the work is done, and that they can look at the numbers. And even to Fabienne, in Europe also we have some sad news. I think probably because of the successful treatment of homeopathy, the people who are against homeopathy are so aggressive, because homeopathy is successful. This is it's our destiny, I think. So we have to deal with it. And I think also of Helene's speech for because of the patients. I think this is a very, very important work what they do, because it's so patients have a strong influence on politicians. When they want to have homeopathy, politicians are not going to give the opponents of homeopathy the opportunity to struggle with us. So I think this may be is very, very important, and I hope a lot of every doctor who works in homeopathy say to the patients, please go in this association, because when many patients are in this association, it's so strong and it will help us. anyway. And so thank you very much for this great speeches we heard.
Thank you, Dr. Mona, for your remarks. Now I would request Dr. Shruti to please welcome. We have got few guests, and these are the supporters of homeopathy, the beneficiaries of homeopathy. And I would request Dr. Shruti to please call them, and let's get their views of the session and their own personal life. Over to you, Dr. Shruti.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Vishal. So now, the most interesting part of our session. Now we have heard all from our expert speakers. So it's time we reach out and connect with our friends of homeopathy, that is our patients. So we have with us our patients, few of our patients who have benefited from homeopathy, who want to narrate their first-hand experience and how homeopathy has helped them in overcoming their health issues. So I'll be calling few of the patients who will be coming here. May I call Mrs. Kavita? May I request her to please switch on her camera, Mrs. Kavita?
Yeah, can I go ahead?
Yes, Mrs. Kavita, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Good evening. I'm Kavita. I'm 55 years of age, and thank you for having me on this panel. Thank you for, I'm grateful that I'm part of this whole community as an end user and the one who has benefited tremendously. So I would just take a minute or two to share my experience of using homeopathic medicines for the last 40 years. I was personally, I was diagnosed, I'm told, with chronic bronchitis at the age of 6 months. And my parents were told that I have allergy from dust, and I would be living a very life full of illness and disease, and difficult with a lot of restrictions most part of my life. But my parents started me on homeopathic medications from the age of 10 and 11, around 10 and 11. And that's when my journey of good health started. Regular activities which children perform, as in whether it is cycling, swimming, even going to school, attending school, began to become part of my life after that. And eating regular food, became part of my life post my use of when homeopathic medicines were given to me. Otherwise, I had been living a life of a lot of restrictions. Since then, around 20, by the age of 20, I actually forgot that I had any kind of illness, and my general well-being was really celebrated by my parents. After that, in my life, I have used homeopathic medicines for all kinds of issues, whether it is serious injuries. I had a massive injury on my face, throat allergies, emotional disturbances. Everything got helped with homeopathic medication. And not because of that, I even kind of made sure that my children, my extended family, my parents, everybody began to use, I prescribed it to them, and had them use homeopathic medications, starting from the birth of my children, and now they're quite old. They follow homeopathic form of medication for most of their issues. And my parents, and my children, they've had issues with piles, kidney stones, all of them we've been helping. I've seen them getting helped by taking homeopathic medications. I believe that my general well-being is because, or the lack of any chronic illness, even at the age of 55, is because of the fact that there has never been any suppression of disease. Because I followed homeopathic medication, I generally feel that the body heals itself, or with the help of the medication, it helps heal faster. There is a very here I would like to really correct by my own experience a perception that homeopathic is a slow, long-acting treatment. I know from my childhood, as well as seeing helping my children with the homeopathic medication, when you reach out to a doctor regularly, or when you kind of follow the advice of taking the medicines, you can be helped immediately with any issues which come up, health issues which come up. And I really value that it is a non-invasive form of medicine that, generally without requiring any kind of invasive active any surgeries or anything, you can be helped from different disease. My own father was helped from with cancer, and therefore I absolutely prescribe to it. And I want to participate in such forums where I can be one of the voices who strongly prescribes to this form of medication to help people and keep them disease free a lot in their lives. So thank you for letting me speak on this forum, and I'm grateful and for this opportunity, and I prescribe and recommend that people take homeopathic medicines. Thank you.
Thank you, Kavita ji, for your nice words and your experience. We have got with us another beneficiary and a lover of homeopathy now. She is Anjali. I hope she is with us. Yes, Anjali, you
Hello,
may please.
sir.
You
Am
may
I
also
audible?
share your, you are audible and you are visible. And you may please carry on with your remarks or your observations.
Yeah, so my warm regards to everyone. I am Anjali from New Delhi, and I want to share my story. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for being a part of this beautiful webinar where I can share my story and tell people how homeopathy has changed my life and how I started, being a believer of the homeopathy. And so I suffered from the problem of alopecia. My first bald spot appeared in 2015. It was a coin sized, and the shape was of also round coin shape. And I really got tensed, and I was in my early 20s, so you know how it feels. And I tried various home remedies and allopathy treatments, but none of them worked for me. And I started having breath issues because of allopathy medicines, as you know that how many side effects it has. But by 2018, what I noticed was I was almost bald, like almost completely bald. And at that time, my last resort was corticosteroid injections, and I lost all my confidence. I used to cry whole night. What should I do? And someone then came into my life and told me about the homeopathy medicines, homeopathy treatment, and they asked me to try it for the very last time before I go for the injections. And then I went to the Delhi government dispensary, and trust me, it was a life changing experience for me. I started noticing results in a very short span of time. And honestly, I never thought I would get such quick results. And the best part of homeopathy is no side effects. I mean, all the things that I experienced earlier, I was so happy that I had no side effects with the homeopathy. And I still remember my sleepless nights, but how homeopathy treatment and good consultation and advices have worked for me. You can see my hair now. I mean, I feel so happy now. And not only the physical health, but I want to share this that how it has cured my mental health is really, really important because I remember that how bad it used to be for me regarding the mental health, but now how happy I am. And homeopathy has just done wonders. And I'm so glad that I can share it here. And I advise everyone to go for homeopathy treatment only. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Anjali, for your emotional words and your touching story. And it is really nice to see that the peoples are now following homeopathy in a large way. And we are now coming to the end of the session. And it was a really a nice discussion and presentation session. And it seems very clear from the discussion that homeopathy is a choice of treatment for many disease conditions. And patients are gaining a lot of confidence in this modality of treatment. As covered in the presentation, the emerging trends are ensuring, they are encouraging, and this will certainly help the mankind by shouldering the load of illness and helping patients recover and rejoice health for lasting times. Now, I take this opportunity to thank every one of you, right from our chairs, Dr. Altune, Dr. Mona, who has joined us for this session and has given her remarks also, and Dr. SPS Bakshi, Dr. Fabine, Dr. Harleen Kaur, Dr. Amita, Dr. Deepthi, and we had Anjali and Miss Anjali and Miss Kavita along with us for the session, and my co-moderator, Dr. Shruti and Dr. Sneha, Professor Sneha, who has helped us carry on along with the technical team. Shristi is also with us throughout the session to help us technically. And with all the permission of the chair, Dr. Mona, can we conclude the session on time? It's almost 10 p.m. IST. I think we are dot. We started on dot and we are concluding on dot.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. I think this is the beauty of the session that we did not, we had everything in place. We had all the beautiful presentations along with the testimonials, the question and answers, and everything is on time. So I think kudos to everybody who has been a part of this session.
We can have a group photograph now.
Certainly. Dr. Altune, has she joined? Can we please check?
She's not joined because she doesn't feel well. That's why I was asked to be there.
Okay.
Yeah,
We have got Dr. Mona as chair now, and whatever she says, we will comply. And after the group photo, we will end the session with her permission. Please go for a group photo.
Request everyone to kindly switch on their camera, and our hall coordinator will, the AV team will tell us.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Smile, everyone.
Yeah, done, ma'am.
We are due for another session tomorrow. That's Sunday at around 1:30 IST, and that again will be, the session will be continued. That will be session 18 in row, and we can enjoy our sessions in other halls throughout the day and night. And thank you all. Here we conclude the session. Sneha, you may please request the technical team, thanking them that they really helped us, and we can close the session now.
Yes, sir. So thank you, our first of all, the co-chair and the chairs. Even though Dr. Altune was not feeling well, she was here, she motivated us, and she was here to inspire all of us, and also Dr. Monica, because for being here and giving all the insights. All the speakers who have done a fantastic job, the testimonial, the people, Ms. Kavita and Ms. Anjali is also here. Thank you. And most importantly, our wonderful moderators, Dr. Vishal and Dr. Shruti, for being here. And also, I should not forget our coordinators for this, for coordinating the entire, all the technical glitches, our technical team. So I think without whom this entire event would not be a successful one. So thank you once again, and let us meet in the next session tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you, Dr. Vishal, Dr. Shruti, and
Thank you.
all the coordinators.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everybody.
everybody.
Thank you.
Join tomorrow. Okay.
And hi and bye, Amita ma'am.
Bye-bye, Amita ma'am. Good night.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.